Hey guys, welcome back to some more Pikmin. We could go to the distant spring, but we got some unfinished business in the Forest Navel.
Oh man,
Mario's like, please no.
don't go
And
to
Jared was
No,
like,
the game hasn't broken me yet.
I like the distant spring, but I think just because of how cool it is, like,
Oh yeah, aesthetically it's wonderful, but once you've been there for half of the day, you're just like, oh, I've either got nothing done or I've let all my Pikmin die.
yep.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's true. You have to kind of worry about all the death there, because there's a lot of things that can easily murder your Pikmin.
You've done incredibly well to manage your Pikmin and get through the bosses so quickly, because the amount of death I had to deal with when I first went back to the Forest Navel after getting the Blue Onion was ridiculous. I think I would have lost at least 30 Pikmin the first time I went through to fight Metal, and it did not go particularly well, especially nowhere near as efficiently as you did it.
Yeah, I feel like if that happened, I would either reset if the day isn't over yet, or if I accidentally saved over it, I would go back a day.
But again, this was my first playthrough, so I was just like, you know what, if I try and do this so perfectly that I don't leave Pikmin behind, I'm going to be stuck at this point in the game forever. And then I went to Distant Spring, you'll see that soon, and let's just say the first time I went to Distant Spring, I lost 70 Pikmin, and did not play the game again for about 4 months.
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate response to the distant spring. I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's kind of, when you were describing that, Marley, it kind of reminds me of like, if you lose a lot of stuff in Pikmin, it just reminds me of how I always play Fire Emblem. I know how a lot of people play Fire Emblem, especially the older games. It's just like, even if I lose a unit, I have to reset and just redo the map again.
Well, let me put it this way. I am still trying 200% my save file in Awakening, because I go through phases of enjoying playing Awakening and then needing a break for something else. Because I specifically decided I'm going to hold off fighting Grima until I've maxed out my support log, because I'm one of those people. And the thing I'm dealing with at the moment is that the 2 units I am having the most trouble maxing out the support log for are Donald, obviously, because Donald. And annoyingly, the other person is Jerome, because even though he's a Wyvern Rider, his defense is absolute garbage. And I love Jerome, but he just won't stop freaking dying. And I know someone's going to say, why don't you change his rank? And I'm just like, I've already used the second seal on him twice. He has all of his skill slots maxed out, but I like having him as a Wyvern Rider because canon.
Well, not only
Church
that,
didn't die anywhere near this much. What's his excuse? He's from the future. He should have seen this coming.
and plus, not only that, he's got like 8 move. That's important.
I even gave him the frigging Valiant axe, so he's got the most damage output on a long-range attack as an axe user he possibly can have, but no! Instead, he decided to just hide behind all of the mages, just tank damage instead.
Oh, that was only 3. I thought that was more than 3.
Yeah, it looked like it was like 10, and if that's the case, then maybe this part wouldn't be moving.
Like, I just only lost 3 of my leaf friends.
Yeah, so there are 2 ways you could get that part, and obviously I took the harder way out of it. You're supposed to kill the frogs, but if I bait the Wollywogs, then I don't have to worry about them all too much. They still do damage, but
Things to do today. He wants to try and get as much done as possible.
I'm trying to like get these Pikmin around without dying, and trying to fight Wollywogs in general in this game is a nightmare, because half the time they still kill Pikmin. Even if they're dead, they can kill Pikmin.
Any enemies on the land is probably the easiest way of doing it, because, I mean, you can just redirect the red Pikmin towards them.
Yeah, but even then, again, like, Wollywogs are a little glitch in this game, especially the yellow Wollywogs we'll see coming up later on. Sometimes when they are dead, and you have your Pikmin away from them, they can still get crushed.
Yeah, because isn't their hitbox incredibly deceptive?
Yeah. Yeah, it's way bigger than it looks. Like how that one Pikmin's doing a flip. Like freeze frame flip.
Look at me!
Everybody do the flap. Wait!
No, Lester. Thumbnail of this part is that Pikmin and you don't have those free frame shots of the kids jumping up in the air going.
No. What you need to do is take the scene specifically from Conker's Bad Fur Day that parodies The Matrix, and then just edit Conker out and just put the red Pikmin leaning back and space off it instead.
I mean, that's basically what that is.
I know, right? That's it. If they ever reboot The Matrix, it needs to be done in the style of Pikmin. That is the live-action movie I'm waiting for. Everyone's talking about doing a new live-action Super Mario Bros., but I am waiting for the Pikmin Matrix crossover that doesn't reuse the scene from Transformers.
Wait, it just reminded me of something. Did you guys even know that they were trying to make a live action Avatar: The Last Airbender series
On
on
Netflix?
Netflix?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, like, here's the thing. My immediate thought is, M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong mucked it up already. Don't.
Yep. Well, the problem was they actually did have like the original writers on board for that show, but not anymore.
They backed out.
Yep.
I know. I saw the.
Again, we live in a world. We live in a world. We live in a society. No. We live in a world where if you say live action Death Note, the only response most people give you is the words Willem Dafoe. And I'm just like, guys, Japan has had a live action version of Death Note for over 10 years, and it is arguably better than the original series.
That's
I
saying
watched that one.
something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, like someone asked me, they're just like, why is it better? And I'm just like, who do you think should have won? And every time I ask people, usually the response they give is, L should be the one who wins. And I'm like, I think you'll like the live action. And they're just like, hold on, how have I not heard about this? I'm like, because everyone's too busy slagging on the Netflix version.
I think it's just because of how much more well-known the Netflix version is, which doesn't help.
Which is
Well known. You mean infamous?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's well-known for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it's the really sad thing of, like, down here in Australia, a lot of the free-to-air broadcasting channels, especially one known as SBS, will usually showcase a lot of movies from a lot of mixed culture, from Spain, France, and from Japan. So one time after the news on SBS, they actually aired, over the course of 3 weeks, all of the Death Note live-action movies when I was still in high school. Because there are 3 of them, and for the longest time I only watched the first 2. It's really weird when, you've just finished watching the news, then you start seeing these live-action anime scenes, and I'm just like, what the heck's going on? And then you start hearing the Red Hot Chili Peppers playing, and I'm like, okay, what is going on here?
Oh man, I let the Shuffle playlist on again.
Yeah, but, like, when... then the weird thing is people will just be like, well, why would I watch this? And I'm just like, have you ever watched Iron Chef? And people will be like, yes. And I'm just like, the guy who has Kitchen Stadium, Chairman Karga, he is in the live-action Death Note. He is Light's father. And they're just like, wait, he's an actor? I'm both like, yes. And the hilarious thing is, even though it is a Japanese live-action of an anime, they actually got the dub cast to do a dubbed-over version of the entire set of 3 movies. So you can effectively watch the dub of the Japanese live-action movie. And it is actually incredibly faithful to the source material.
Well, that's good.
And I would arguably say it is better than the anime. And people are just like, how can that be? And I'm just like, have you not seen what happens when Japan get their hands on the live-action rights to an anime? They do it well. They don't do any of this Netflix nonsense. Anyway, back to Pikmin.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I was like, how do we get on this tangent again?
I don't know. I talk about Avatar.
Chat.
I mean, there's really not much else going on, because once you have all the parts, because we have everything here now, we're done. I'm just kind of taking the rest of the day for just growing my numbers and getting all my Pikmin flowered up. Because at this point, we can end whoever we want.
Absolutely. I mean, like, I imagine your blue numbers would be getting a lot higher now.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially coming up here soon. Because we're going to be going back to the impact crater here, and that's going to give us a crap ton of Pikmin. That area is fantastic for grinding.
Because you're only on, what is it, like day 6?
Yeah, this is day 6. And we're already done here, because there's nothing left to really do. So might as well just end the day early.
And you're at, what, 17 out of 30 parts already?
Yeah.
That's insane for day 6.
Yeah, and these Pikmin got a little bit of an early break from work, so they can go home and do whatever they normally do. Probably nap.
You said that this was like your best run of the game?
Yeah. Of all the runs I've done, I usually do this pretty consistently around 12 days or so, but the numbers are all over the place. This is the shortest run I do, and then also like the best number of Pikmin gained and lost in general. You'll see the numbers at the end, but it's really good.
Okay, 16, alright. But that's still 16 in 6 days is dang good. Dang.
Man, I do wonder as well, how is your family's reaction to how your adventures with the Pikmin go? Because you never did get to tell them because of what happens with Pikmin 2.
I mean, sometimes the narrative going from Pikmin 2 to Pikmin 3 is a bit confusing because it's like, oh, what a Pikmin. I'm just like, dang it, Charlie.